Tonight on KGW News, crashing into the back, and he didn't stop there. Why the case is delayed for the driver who allegedly rammed his pickup into a mini-mart. Also tonight, how Providence is already limiting patients at one local hospital even before doctors walk off the job. Plus,
it's insane. I've never thought a train would go fall that far.
With new questions over what a trestle collapse in the river near Corvallis may have left behind. And later,
there's definitely still a wow moment. I mean, I was just a kid in high school, only 2 years ago, so.
The Vancouver soccer star that's now ready to pass, shoot, and score right into the major leagues. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Mulco. We begin at 11 with a case Portland police call horrifying, with a suspect accused of kidnapping and sexually assaulting a 74-year-old woman after he allegedly offered to help her carry her groceries home. Alma McCarty's in the newsroom. Alma, as if this could possibly get any more troubling, authorities say this took place just before Christmas.
Yeah, David, this all began back on December 23rd when police say the victim was walking back from a downtown grocery store. Her bags were heavy, and a stranger asked if she needed help.
What seemed at first like a favor turned into a horrific situation for a 74-year-old Portland woman living downtown.
On her way home, she stopped to take a break because the groceries were too heavy. At that point, a man asked her if she needed help, and she said yes. And the man took her groceries to her home, at which point he barricaded the door and prevented her from leaving.
Mike Benner with the Portland Police Bureau says that suspect, 69-year-old Kenneth Williams, trapped her inside for 3 days and sexually assaulted the victim numerous times.
On December 26th, this woman was able to get the man to leave, at which point she called 911. We raced to her residence and we got her medical treatment as soon as possible.
Officers found and arrested Williams Sunday on charges of rape, kidnapping, coercion, and burglary.
Williams, first of Kenneth.
Monday afternoon, he went before a judge for the first time.
We cannot imagine what this woman went through. Absolutely horrifying. Nobody should have to go through something like this.
Meantime, investigators shared Williams' photos since they believe there could be additional unreported cases similar in nature.
It's in our human nature, right, to think the best in everybody. But this is a case where this man had bad intentions. He took advantage of a woman who simply wanted some help.
If you do recognize this suspect and have more information, Portland police encourage you to give them a call. Tomorrow, a judge will consider whether to keep the suspect in jail or release him. David?
Thanks, Alma. Appreciate your reporting on a difficult story tonight. Thanks. In an update now, one of the St. Helens High School teachers accused of sex abuse now faces a whole new slew of charges. Eric Stearns is back in jail, charged now with 18 counts of sex abuse against 12 different people. Appearing in court virtually from jail today, Stearns didn't say anything about his case, though. Since his first arrest in November, police say 6 more people have come forward.
I was suspicious that we were going to get additional victims, and we have. And so the information just really kept coming in.
In the new arrest warrant affidavit, the deputy DA said Stearns has been, quote, committing crimes against vulnerable members of this community for years unchecked, and has preyed upon not only minors but adults as well, end quote. Stearns remains on leave from his job. He'll have another hearing Friday to decide if he'll be granted bail. To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now, cleanup is underway in Corvallis, where a train trestle collapsed on Saturday as a freight train was crossing. 2 freight cars are still hanging from the trestle, while a third is partially submerged in the Marys River. A crew is working now to build a road and to make sure the banks of the river are strong enough for a crane to be brought in to lift that car out of the water.
We thought they'd clean it up by now, and it's a lot worse than we thought. So it's kind of like, wow, they've got a lot of stuff to do.
There are also environmental concerns since the train car in the water is carrying fertilizer. Containment booms have been set up to trap any that might have spilled. The spokesperson for the city of Corvallis says there is no risk of contamination to the city's drinking water. In Polk County, the driver accused of making this mess at a convenience store refused to appear in court today. Surveillance video from the Center Market in Dallas on Saturday shows the truck ramming into the store. Authorities say the driver got out, grabbed a beer out of the cooler, some cigarettes from behind the counter, then got back in the truck. He then appeared to go back and forward multiple times, trying to get the vehicle out of the store. The suspect, John Marlis, was set to appear before a judge today, but refused to leave jail. He faces charges that include reckless driving, DUI, and robbery. And the first human bird flu death in the country was reported today in Louisiana. Health officials say the person, who was over 65 and had underlying medical problems, had been in contact with sick and dead birds in a backyard flock. There have been about 70 confirmed bird flu cases in people nationwide since last spring, but most have been mild. As of now, the CDC is saying there are no concerning changes to the virus that would raise the risk to human health. We're following new developments this evening on the looming strike by thousands of workers at Providence hospitals and clinics, with Providence now warning it is already capping the number of patients at one local hospital. Catherine Cook is here to walk us through what patients should know. Catherine?
David, the strike is set to start Friday morning, the first strike in Oregon history that involves doctors. And Providence tells us they're having trouble finding replacements. Come Friday morning, hospital officials say some 60 to 70 physicians at Providence St. Vincent will hit the picket lines. Because of that, Providence on Monday said effective immediately, they're capping the number of patients doctors will see at that site. As it stands, Providence says 320 patients are cared for by hospitalists at St. Vincent. If some of them walk out Friday as planned, Providence estimates the doctors they bring in will only be able to serve between 250 and 275 patients. In a statement, St. Vincent Chief Medical Officer Dr. Raymond Moreno said, quote, "We will defer or reschedule procedures requiring hospitalist support as needed, and we anticipate longer delays in our emergency department and more ambulance divert." The strike is set to involve healthcare workers represented by the Oregon Nurses Association, the largest healthcare worker strike in state history and the first to include doctors. It would also include nurses at all 8 Providence hospitals. The union claims Providence allows hospitals and clinics to be understaffed, fails to follow the state's safe staffing law, and does not pay competitive wages and benefits. Providence admits that while striking nurses can be replaced with temporary workers, physicians can't to the same extent. By email Monday night, hospital officials told us they're asking other Providence physicians to step in. They're also working with contract physicians and community partners interested in helping care for patients at St. Vincent. In the meantime, Providence says its negotiators are using a federal mediator to pass proposals to ONA, specifically for physician contracts. But ONA says Providence remains silent on nurse contracts and said true progress would require good faith negotiations at all bargaining tables. We reached out to the Oregon Health Authority tonight. They explained hospitals must have a plan in place to continue providing quality care during a strike. And this is the plan Providence shared with them today. OHA says even during a strike, hospitals must continue providing emergency care, but can cancel elective appointments and procedures. David.
Thanks, Catherine. Appreciate the update there. Okay, let's talk about the weather now. And this first Monday of 2025 certainly brought what some folks might call inspiring in the form of plenty of sunshine. It stuck around throughout the day. This is the view from the reserve golf course, in Aloha there. Chief Meteorologist Matt Zaffino joining us now. Matt, I have to say 55, 56 degrees never felt so great.
Yeah, David, not only, of course, was it clear, like you said, it was really warm out there, near record high temperatures and a great sunset of the Oregon coast to boot. This is from our Lincoln City Skycam. Just some scattered clouds moving on through as the sun went down. It was a warm day along with the sunshine. Vancouver, 1 degree shy of the record. Portland, 1 degree shy of its record. Salem, 1 degree shy of its record. And the Salem and Vancouver records go back to the 1800s. So again, very, very, close to historic warmth here in the Northwest for this 6th of January. We're running about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. The other story that's happening right now is the east winds are blowing, and they're staying rather steady. East at Troutdale at 22, out at Crown Point 28, Corbett 21. The gusts, of course, have been higher. We had a gust of near 60 miles an hour at Crown Point, 42 at Corbett, east side of Troutdale 40, and even up in the West Hills, a gust of 25 miles an hour. And those east winds will continue to blow, but that's going to keep the fog away, at least in the Portland area. We will take a look back at some of the weather highlights of 2024, and of course, we'll look forward, let you know when we'll get some new rain and mountain snow. David?
Looking forward to that. Thanks, Matt. In our homeless crisis, starting Tuesday evening, 52 new overnight shelter beds will be available in Portland's Old Town for women living on the streets. It's part of the city's new winter shelter plan that will bring 200 more beds across 2 Salvation Army locations. The first will open off West Burnside, and second, they're going to be open for about 90 days. The city of Portland and the county have each committed $375,000 toward this plan.
Mayor Wilson certainly reached out to us and asked if we might have capacity and ability to do that, and we responded to that. But again, it's something that we stand ready to do as funding is available.
The shelter will also provide food, showers, and laundry services, and will run from 7 in the evening to 7 in the morning.